Hello and welcome to the very first voiceover vlog. This is the first time that I'm doing one of these, and the reason that I'm doing a voiceover vlog, it won't be a full voiceover vlog by the way, but the reason I'm doing this now is because this day on the island was a bit different. I'm back in Sydney now editing these things before I'm off to Europe. Whoops. But pretty much what we thought would be quite the eventful day turned out to be a bit slow, and I just shot it a bit kind of all over the place. I tried to shoot some, family and friend portraits there and showing the island and showing the bungalow, hoping to get some establishing shots for maybe the documentary or other behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, the day itself wasn't as eventful, so I kind of messed up shooting the vlog, and I'm trying to fix it by doing this voiceover. Big thanks to Rode, by the way, for sending over these microphones. Not only this one that I'm recording on now, which is the NT USB, but also the Video Mic Pro Plus that you might have seen on some of the BTS footage from the trip. So anyways, today's video, what we were going to do was interview a bunch of people to get their opinions on what's changing with the environment and the climate, see how it's impacting them, how it used to be, what they've seen, what has changed, and how they see the future for their kids and for their children and stuff. Because I mean, that's the future. The kids will grow up in a world that's vastly different from what they've known forever. So yeah, we wanted to get some opinions, and it was quite challenging. It's like 100% island time. They're like, all right, we can interview the next person in a little bit, and then you just sit around and wait for 2 hours, and you're not really sure what's happening. And then they ask you, are you ready? And like, yeah, we've been waiting. It's like, okay, cool. All right, let's go have a look at the village. And it's like completely different from what we thought we'd be doing. But yeah, we sat down with a few people and we did some interviews, and I was focusing more on shooting those interviews because they're quite important for the documentary, as opposed to vlogging that day. So yeah, the vlog that day was just a bit not as good as my usual vlogs, I guess. I'm still going to show you what we shot, but it might be a bit of a weirdly spaced or a weirdly timed vlog. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, here you can see some, I guess, yeah, as I said, establishing shots of where we are, and it's useful to have that content to kind of mold the story of where we were on the island. Anyways, I'm gonna cut now to Jeff launching his drone from his feet, and then we're gonna cut to me trying to start the vlog halfway through the day already, shooting these kids fishing. Pretty sad story, by the way. Like, their grandparents used to catch fish over 1 meter long, and now all the fish they're catching is like 10-15 centimeters, and they know it's changed. They're just they know it's climate change, but they don't get the scale, unfortunately. So yeah, I guess that's why we're there. That's why we're there to do this project. And yeah, anyways, this is my first time doing the voiceover bit. I don't know how to finish this, so I'm just gonna go to the vlog where I started it that day. We've been delayed with the interviews. We've just been shooting this place around here and shooting some scenic shots and establishing shots, and now we're shooting some of the lunch. We're helping Jean-Pascal and his family out, making them some videos and photos that they can use to promote the area, because all the money that comes in here goes towards conservation efforts and stuff, so it's pretty exciting.
They've outdone themselves today.
It is incredible, like so tasty. You don't even know. What can people do differently in their diet to impact the climate in a better way?
Don't eat food out of plastic.
What about meat?
Reduce it.
Reduce meat intake?
Yeah, man. You get all your proteins from the aminos that are found in leaves.
Sweet.
You can get protein from animal products, but the body has to digest those proteins and then put it back into its amino acids and then reconvert them back into proteins that the body can manage. So it's a no-brainer. Yeah. Going on a plant-based diet. Beautiful.
A little bit of knowledge right here, gents. And what's the opposite? What's the equivalent of gents for women?
Ladies.
Gents and ladies.
Ladies and gents.
Ladies and gents. I guess. This is the room that we stayed in, which we made look way worse than it actually is. It's a total pleasure to stay there, and it's very luxurious compared to a normal hut or a tent.
How are you?
Rolling a little BTS clip.
Just kick back, doing a bit of file management.
Good.
Good times. It's pretty hot outside. We're in a beautiful spot, and the people here are top notch. My undies.
Oh fuck, I wasn't rolling, sorry, go again.
So there you were. Hello, rolling, camera's rolling, audio's getting checked as we speak. Check. Hello, thing's not eject properly. Check. Check. Hello. Hello. 2017.
Walking through a little trail, heading to Alfred's place, where we'll be talking about what's happening in nature around him and how it's impacting people and families and kids, and how they see the future going. So here we are, following Jean-Pascal through the bush, through these little trails that have been there for, I assume, quite a while. He's taken us to his brother Alfred in the little village, probably about 10-15 minute walk away through this gorgeous lush forest, which gave us some nice visuals, as you can see, but Alfred wasn't there, so we interviewed the chief of the town called Johnston, and funnily enough, Johnston knows a friend of Jeff, a close friend of Jeff, called Bunge. Bunge is a bit of a sailor, and he's been sailing the world, and he's sailing the world again soon. And turns out he had visited that years and years ago, and he got to shore, asked to see the chief, and then got the chief on his boat, and then he stayed here for a while. And eventually the chief took him up on the volcano, which is quite special. And yeah, that all happened, and it's just like the most amazing coincidence, because the fact that we were in that village, the fact that we were even on that island, was just a combination of luck and reaching out to people and trying to figure out what we should be doing on the island. And then to find out that the chief of the village knows a good friend of Jeff is just, yeah, I mean, absolutely amazing. So we ended up interviewing him, which was quite good. A lot of noise, and it's difficult for me because I'm not a documentary filmmaker. This project for me is so far out of my comfort zone yet again, but it's good because you learn a lot from it. Thankfully, the microphones did their work. There was a lot of environmental noise, like chickens and dogs and kids playing and stuff. But I think we got a couple of nice quotes out of him about what it's like to be in that village, not too far off the coast, when a cyclone or a typhoon or a hurricane hits, and it's quite scary. They've started building more strong houses out of cinder blocks or bricks or whatever you want to call it, because the storms are getting more intense, or the intense storms are getting more frequent. Where usually you would get, a Category 5 cyclone every few years, or maybe rarely. Now it's every year you're guaranteed one Category 5, which is the top of the categories. It doesn't get worse, and yeah, it's pretty extreme. So to see how they're responding to it, it's quite impressive and a bit scary. Like, they're just on the island, they're completely self-sustained, and these outside influences are just making life so much more difficult for them. But they're all responding, and I mean, they've been islanders for so long, so they just respond and adapt and survive, which is quite inspirational, but still a bit confronting to see how it actually impacts their lives. As I said at the start, a bit of a different vlog. I hope you enjoyed the voiceover one. This was the end of the day. More beautiful food. The next video is more interesting, is where we discover the reef, and I'm now going to leave you with this banger of a time-lapse that we shot after dinner. You can see the Milky Way setting behind the camp. You can see the glow from the volcano behind the trees. So there's a little fire on the left, but behind it on the right, between the fire and the hut, you can see the odd cloud getting lit up by lava. Hello.
Hello to who there.